Hey everyone, welcome to Thursday with Pastor Dan. It's May Madness, graduation, track meets, all that crazy fun, super awesome stuff. So, like I said last week, kind of finished up with some Psalms and was trying to figure out what to do. And Bethany said, "Why don't you lead them through some guided prayer?" Um, because it's madness right now. I mean, we're all it always May is insane. So, I hope that you take this time, if you're joining me for this, to breathe. Um, Breath is the one thing that every human being has in common. Well, there's other things, but it definitely, we all have to breathe to survive. In fact, in many ways, every piece of creation has to breathe to survive in some way. Um, it binds us and connects us. And so when we take a deep breath, we connect to God. And in doing that, we breathe in the Spirit of God, and we breathe out the Spirit of God onto others. So, I'm going to be using a prayer book that I love called Celtic Benediction, and there'll be some times and some moments for silence, and I'll let you know when those are. And what I'll have you do in those moments is go ahead and pause and take some time in silence. I'll talk to you a little bit more about that, but pause the video and take that time in silence. Maybe set a timer, minute, 2 minutes. If you feel like 15, 20, hey, good for you, that's impressive. But yeah, so that's what the plan is for today. So I'm glad you're joining me, and so let us join together for prayer. A reading from Psalm 42, 1 through 2. As a deer longs for flowing streams, so my soul longs for you, O God. My soul thirsts for God, for the living God. Take this time now to pause the video, set your timer, and be in silence. Try to clear your mind and be still and aware of God's presence within and all around. Let us join together in prayer. In the darkness of the evening, the eyes of my heart are awake to you. In the quiet of the night, we long to hear again intimations of your love. In the sufferings of the world and the struggles of our lives, we seek your graces of healing. At the heart of the brokenness around us and in the hidden paths of our own souls, we seek your touch of healing, O God, for there you reside. In the hidden depths of life, O God, there you reside. Amen. We have a couple scriptures, and after each one, I invite you to pause the video and see how God is speaking to you in those words, these holy, sacred words. First, a reading from Psalm 107, verse 35. You turn a desert into pools of water, a parched land into springs of water. I invite you now to pause and take some time in that psalm. A reading from John chapter 11, verse 25. Jesus says, I am the resurrection and the life. I invite you again to take a moment to pause, breathe, and find yourself in those holy words. Please join me in the prayer of thanksgiving and intercessions. When it seemed there was no hope, we have seen your light in the eyes of children. When it seemed there was no joy, we have heard your delight in the voices of friends. When it seemed that life was stale, we have smelled the freshness of sunlight on our skin. When all seemed emptiness, we have touched your presence in the hands of strangers. When the future seemed barren, we have tasted life's moisture from the waters of life. Thanks be to you, O God, for you embodied love. Open my senses to your presence, that we may love you and care for you in all things. I invite you to take a moment and recall the events of the day and pray for the life of the world. Amen. And once again, join me in our closing prayer. You have given us eyes to see with, O God, and ears to hear life's sounds and sorrows. And yet, our seeing and hearing, like our tasting and touching, are wounded and weakened by failures. As rest can heal the sores of a body and sleep restores its strength, so may your angels of grace visit us in the night, that the senses of our souls may be born afresh. Visit our dreams with messengers of grace, O God, that the senses of our souls may be born again. Amen. I hope this time of prayer gave you a chance to breathe, to pause, to feel rejuvenated and ready to continue on in the mercies and grace of God. Hope to see you soon. Blessings.